Now for the sit down portion. Oh wow.
Nice and bright.
Yeah. Well, I didn't keep shifting, but it's okay.
Yeah, sure, we'll manage.
Okay. Generates 30.
Okay. This isn't gonna work.
Is it does it for sections?
Yeah.
Perfect. Questions to ask a new friend. Okay, perfect. Is there a question 36? What do you think your best quality is?
Wow, that's kind of deep.
I feel like it's a nice, like, it's a positive thing. It's not like, what was your worst fear that's ever come true?
I'm sure it's there.
Yeah.
I think I'm really good at seeing all sides. Like, if I need to be objective, I will be, and like have a very unbiased opinion. Depending on the person, like if there's a personal tie, like, you know, I'll sway one way or the other. But generally speaking, like I can see all perspectives and like an issue, and will give you every single reason why like you should or shouldn't do something. So I feel like when it comes to like conflict or just trying to figure out what you need to do, like I'm a good person to talk it out with because I'll see everything.
I don't know. I think my empathy. Not that I'm like an empath, but like I feel like just having like a lot of compassion. It allows for compassion and forgiveness for people, which really helps you to not care about anything. Like if you're just like, you know what, good for you, and keep it pushing, or you like allow yourself to understand people.
Yeah.
I feel like it just helps me get by.
Nice. What TV shows do you turn on when you just want to zone out and feel better?
The last one that I would just always have on was The Get Down. I don't know if you ever saw that on Netflix.
No.
It has Justice Smith, Shanique Moore, Harrison Fawn, I think. I don't know if that's her real name or her artist name. But they all play like teens in the Bronx, Black and Latinx, growing up in the Bronx, and like the journey of hip hop.
Okay.
And the development of it, and disco. So there's like family turmoil. Jaden Smith is in it. Like, very great cast, very well done. So pissed that it was fucking canceled. I think it was produced by Nas. Like, it's really good.
Wow.
Let me double check this.
Recently, it's been the Mickey Project because it's just like mindless TV, and I've seen it so many times that I know when to laugh at like every episode. But before, I feel like it was Parks and Rec. I just like a good comedy that I can just like either fully invest in like the plots and like who's in love with who's broke up with, you know, all that, or just like stupid shit happening in the workplace. Yeah. So I like that. Okay.
Do you consider yourself religious or spiritual? I think I read it with the wrong tone. I think it was supposed to be like, are you religious or spiritual? Or not like, which of the two? So just want to clarify, don't cancel me.
Spiritual. I think because I went to Gordon, I knew I needed to figure out how religion would play in my life, and so I'm glad I did that because I'm like, I'm good, like, for now, and I feel more spiritual in that sense, where like, I definitely draw inspiration from Christianity because that's just like what I grew up around. It's still very heavily in my life, but definitely more on the spiritual side. Always fluid. If I end up being more religious or like I want to be Buddhist one day, like I'm totally fine with that. It's just spiritual is where I am.
I would say the same for myself. I'm definitely a spiritual person. Grew up in like a very religious house, but like don't remember anything. But I love seeing people practicing faith. That's like a comfort of mine. It doesn't matter what it is. If you like believe in something strongly and like it helps you find your purpose or find happiness, like I find a lot of comfort in that in people. But I also just, in my head, everything's right, which I feel like if you believe that, you can't consider yourself religious. So it's like, they can't all be wrong, so they're all correct. You got it. Whatever you believe, I think is true. I'm definitely a spiritual person, and I love learning about it.
What are your top 3 biggest pet peeves?
In what sense? Like, in interpersonal, career, school? Because I got you from.
I think you should just forget top 3. Just go.
Just go? Oh my god. Top 3, just like basic pet peeves. I hate like hearing people chewing. Or just hearing like certain sounds, but mainly like chewing sounds. I've gotten better though. If it's like a crunch that's similar to like snow underneath the boot, that's fine, you know? But if it's like a, or like a smack or slurping.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is slurping like a no?
There's no fucking way. I always feel so bad, and my siblings all have complexes when they eat around me. They're like, Which I do prefer that than the people that love to just blatantly disrespect me. I'm like, I literally want to cry and tear my fucking skin off, but it's okay, it's funny. Yeah. Getting better, I'm like, okay, people are just eating, and I try to tell myself, like, why are you policing how people eat? It doesn't matter. So I'll just put earbuds in and go to a different room if it's bad. One of my bigger ones that's not so much anymore, but when I was younger, it was like always got on my nerves, is when people have hair in their mouth. I don't know why. Like, I would literally, strangers. Like, I was like, yeah. And I was, like, shyer than I am now. And I could be first meeting you, hi. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. If I was watching, like, a movie and they're like, I just can't. I'm like, skip the scene. I'm like, please, you don't feel it? It's gotten a lot better. Like, now I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, oh, you have hair in your mouth. I learned to say it, you know? After I, like, went to my friends, like, meeting her aunt for the first time and did it, I was like, I need to work on this. Other ones is just when people don't leave room to, like, be nice. Obviously, there's gonna be exceptions, but, like, when people automatically, like, there's no forgiveness, no, like, allowance for change or mistakes or those kinds of things, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, am I next? Like,
yeah. Especially when it's over something little and they're like, this fucking bitch. I'm like, okay. It's never that serious. What's yours?
I feel like mine are, like, all, like, super small and really dumb. Like, my pet peeves are, like, when people don't, like, turn off the light when they leave a room. Or, like, if people leave it's all, like, sibling related, I'm realizing. Like if one of my siblings...
like, leaving the cabinets open?
Yes. Or if they just, like, open the fridge, put something, and don't even close the fridge while they're, like, on the side, or, like, please, like, energy, like... Or, what is it? Like, I hate when people have, like, the water running for too long, especially if you're brushing your teeth, or...
I always turn it off.
Or when people do dishes, like, two of my siblings, whenever they do dishes, they leave the water running the whole time. I was like, the ocean. Like, California is in a drought. It's always, like, small things like that. Just, like, inconsiderate. Not even, like, towards me, but I'm like the earth, the other people here, like, please. So, yeah, I don't think there's ever, like, a big pet peeve, just tiny things that are just annoyances for some reason.
Like a pet peeve.
Yes, thank you.
10 minutes.
It smells good, too.
Yeah.
I'm ready to eat.
Are you?
I'm ready to eat the plain ones. We want to start that at level 0.
What college major are you thinking of choosing and why? So this was for teenagers.
We could do, like, what we wish we would have majored in, or, like, other options.
Or you could just say why you chose this one. Answer it however you want.
I did sociology. I did that because I started as a poli-sci major, because I did all of that, like, government, politics, law, whatever, like, in high school, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. And then I took, like, my first class, and of course it was, like, an intro philosophy politics class, and I was like, I hate this, I don't want to be here. Like, I literally went to my advisor, who was also my teacher, and I was like, please, like, Paul, like, let me leave, like, I can't do this. And I also realized, like, generally speaking, while I think politics is interesting, a lot of times they look at people as numbers and not as people. And so I needed something to balance it out, and so I thought it would be psychology or communication or something like that, and then I ended up taking a social class and fell in love, so that's why I majored in it.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I majored in psychology because shit hit the fan, I don't know. I always wanted to be a nurse, da-da-da-da, you know the story, but, you know, the way certain things were set up with the program, no hate to Simmons, just things didn't fall through with how I needed them to for the program for it to work for me, like financially, mentally, and all those different alleys, you know? And so I felt like it was best, in order to make it to, like, the end goal, I need to move some things around, adjust my, you know, plans, and how I was working through things. So I switched to psychology because I also had an interest in that. It was weird to think of, like, an alternative, because nursing was, like, I was 3 years old when I picked that, and it stayed. Wow. Yeah, so it was a moment for me. Yeah,
that sounds like a period of life.
Yeah, 18 years. When I came to the conclusion, like, I need to switch it, and it wasn't even for, like, hate of nursing. It was like, I need to do something else. Yeah. And, you know, I'll always be able to get back to nursing, but psychology also has a lot of things I have interest in, and it was, like, the second on the list. But in my head, there, like, wasn't really any other thing, but they're like, oh, you could do this, or it was just more of, like, people were like, you'd be good at that. Yeah. And I remember, like, I had a Psych 101 course, and I was already going to minor in Psych. But in that course, like, the professor pulled me aside and told me I was asked me what my major was, told me I should major in psych. I was like, I'm in nursing. He's like, made a joke and was like, so it's my job to get you to switch to psychology. And I was like, no. And then I did. I feel like that also was like a big factor. Never had to make it as a professor.
Yeah, I was like, did you ever follow up?
Shout out Jeff Turner. Smells good. Sorry, I got distracted. And then there's psych nurses.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, I can get the best of both worlds. You want to do
6?
one more? And
Yeah.
then I'll stop it. We can like prep the foods.
Oh, sorry, 1 sec.
You're good. Should I stop?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
FaceTime audio. Yeah, we're now. This way.
We'll keep this in.
This is primetime television.
It would have been so iconic if we were doing the sibling video.
What's your favorite plant or flower? Do you have?
Sweet pea.
Okay.
It's my bird flower. So
Interesting.
I just picked that one. So I don't know anything else. I'm not really like a flower person.
For me, flower, the chrysanthemums. I think they're gorgeous.
They are really
Like especially like the light purpley ones.
cute.
A lot of them grow out here. So I like it. For plant, willow tree.
I love a willow tree.
I also grew up around a lot of those too. Like whenever I went to dance class, there was one that I always passed by.
So cute.
Yeah, that was an easy question.
Yeah.
Do you want to sneak one more in, or you want to stop there?
We can speak one more. We have like
2 minutes.
What's your most watched movie?
Halloween Town. Yeah.
Iconic. I get into phases where I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I'm just gonna watch this movie on repeat. And I was just talking to Jenny about like some of mine from when I was younger, and they were all like depressing. Cute. Oh, that's for 1 minute.
Okay, so I think it'll do the same thing when it's done. Okay.
But it was like The Secret Life of Bees, My Girl, Black Beauty. I was like, oh, I love these. But then other ones that I watched a lot, like I loved Call Me By Your Name. I watched the fuck out of that. Yeah, and would watch like interviews, and then started watching more of like Luca Guadagnino, the director's work. Because I'm like, this is so like just beautifully done. I was doing like, is to the point where I like knew so much about like the movie during like the beginning title sequence. I was like, oh, I remember how they were talking about like why they chose these statues.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm like, oh my god. But I watched that movie a lot. And I also used to watch like The First Time with Dylan O'Brien and Britt Robinson, I think is her name. I watched that movie.
Is that good?
Yeah. It was like my comfort movie. I don't know, like I also love Dylan O'Brien, as you know. So
That's huge. We're gonna cut right there.
okay, cute.
Alright. I love that. And it just turned it off.
But yeah, those were, I'm trying to think of my most watched of all time. I really have no idea though, because I've rewatched a lot of movies.
Yeah, I feel like mine are all like, what is it, holiday themed? So like Halloween Town, but Halloween Town High. I really like that one. Or like Elf. Was like, I'm obsessed with that movie.
I liked Charlie Brown's Christmas. I watched that a lot.
Oh, wasn't by choice. I watched Tangled a lot.
Tangled is good though.
Because our art teacher used to play it. Every time there was a holiday, or she was out sick, or she was just tired, or like anything, she'd always play Tangled and like Frozen, I remember. Mind you, we were all like 13. But
iconic.
So yeah, I'm sure I watched that like 8 times.
This is so bad. I hope you can hear me as well. And the last time I tried to use my camera, that shit didn't work. So I'm glad it's working now. But I never recorded an outro because I didn't expect to split this video into 2 videos. This is also old as fuck. Yes, I know. Pete got a COVID booster today. But it's old as fuck, I know. This is back when we did the fucking hot sauce, hot ones challenge. And I never fucking posted this video. But, you know, it's better late than never. I'm doing it. This is a video you're getting. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know the drill. Like the video. If you didn't like it, dislike it. If you have something to say, comment down below. If you don't want to interact at all, you don't have to. I'm not holding you to it. You don't owe me anything. I owe you nothing. So, you know, do what you want, I guess. And I hope things go well for you, and I hope you're pushing through with whatever you need to push through with. The world is a dumpster fire as always, so sending you positive vibes, love, and support. But sometimes, like, vibes don't cut it. It's okay to just be upset with whatever's going on. And if you are upset with whatever's going on, work in whatever ways you can to change that.